what does it mean for you guys to have, this kind of oh my gosh, just got a lot of everybody's starting.
That is incredible.
Wait, is it incredible?
Yes,
absolutely. I mean, you probably were a little bummed that there were so many clouds, but is it still pretty a remarkable experience?
Like, look at it. It is dark right now. Look at that.
You can actually start to feel it get even more dark. It's almost like somebody shut the lights off just in the last 20 seconds.
Oh my God. I better put this on.
You're putting your glasses on now because you're worried? All right, so we are now essentially in complete totality, Lester.
Oh my God.
And it's odd. There's actually kind of an interesting little ring around the outside of the campus where you can see other parts of the area where they're not quite in totality yet. But we're standing actually right next to the center line of totality. So behind me, the college actually marked off the line, the center line. There were people lined up here early this morning to take advantage of it. So right now, everybody is standing in totality. And a little concerned and upset that there were so many clouds, but the experience here.
Look at that shot of Niagara Falls.
Wow. Are you nervous at all right now?
No.
We're losing a little bit, but we're looking at that stunning picture that what is a nighttime shot for all intents and purposes of Niagara Falls. Incredible. Dave Price of our station, WNBC, is in Rochester, New York. What are you seeing there, David?
Well, complete darkness, Lester. I'll tell you, this town of 200,000 swelled by about 500,000 over the last 48 hours. And we're right now in one of their minor league ballparks. The Red Wings play here during the summer season, and it is packed with thousands of people. And just a little while ago, the decibels were high, the bands were playing, the DJs were spinning. And I'm going to take a moment and not say a word and just listen. You can hardly hear a thing. You can see couples with their arms around one another, parents hugging children. I spoke to Lee Morin this morning, a shuttle astronaut from STS-110, and I was speaking to him about the magic of an event like this. And he said, I remember going to an eclipse with my mother. And all these years later, after being in space, after being a shuttle astronaut, I'm still as amazed now as I was then. And he was like a school child talking about it. And to see the elderly here in amazement and the children here who were just agape with wonderment is just a remarkable experience. And I spoke to someone earlier this morning who said, just for today, we're able to shut off the rest of the news and shut off what's happening in and around the world. And later on this afternoon, we're going to be able to just look up at the stars and wonder. And even though there's cloud cover here today, this scene is one of amazement for everyone here. And it's so many sites around Western New York and Central New York, and indeed around the country. And for seasoned reporters like all of us who have seen a lot in their lifetimes, it's just remarkable to spend a moment and look up at the sky and look towards the sun 93 million miles away, and just for a few minutes be amazed at how our universe works.
So well put, David. So well put. It's the contrast is interesting to see how different people, different crowds internalize what they have witnessed here. And as you noted, that silence in Rochester. Mostly we've seen boisterous celebrations, anticipation, but you have a feeling as you look around that no one is going to go home quite feeling the same. That this experience of watching the moon shut out the sun, if only for a few minutes, kind of upsets the equilibrium as we've known it. But yet we see now in these pictures of Niagara Falls, everything is returning as it was. though nature may have reacted in different ways in different places to the sudden darkening of the skies. But what a moment to remember, what a moment to celebrate. Let me go to Savannah Sellers right now. She's outside 30 Rock in New York City, which is experiencing a partial eclipse of about 89%, not insignificant. Savannah, tell us what you're seeing there.
Lester, I'm telling you, it really is something to see Midtown Manhattan, as dark as it is, not quite as dark as others are experiencing across the country, but at 89% totality, I mean, you could probably see it does certainly feel like something. Also notable that New Yorkers, like these three here that I'm with, we have just seen so many New Yorkers stop, right, and look up at the sky. You've come out from your office buildings right across the street, right?
Yep, work at Major League Baseball right across the street, came out to see the eclipse.
And what'd you think?
It's pretty amazing. You get to see that very often. It's really cool.
Yeah, what'd you think of the crowd stopped here?
I mean, you don't see it very often, right? Where you see thousands upon thousands of people stop dead in their tracks, look up at the stars. So it's a fun thing.
Especially not in the middle of New York City, right?
Oh, geez. Yeah, nowhere else.
As you can probably recognize, we're right outside our office, 30 Rock Radio City, right behind me. I also met here this fantastic family. Kath, you are here for your 50th birthday,
Yes.
is that right?
Yes, that's right, with my two sons. We really cannot believe that we can see this eclipse. This is the only time in my life I've had this chance to see an eclipse.
And where are you visiting us from?
London, England.
And
yeah.
why New York for this?
Well, it's just so exciting, isn't it? The city, and look, it's like something out of a superhero movie, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
just amazing. It's so dark. Yeah, it's just the taxis, you know, the architecture. Yeah, it's amazing.
I know. What did you think about all the honking?
Yeah,
We're
amazing.
That as
So
New York.
exciting, guys.
As if on cue. As if on cue. That was pretty funny. But it really did create quite a scene,
Yeah,
right?
amazing. Yeah, it's like a movie.
Yeah,
You're in a movie.
absolutely. What did you think, Duncan?
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. It's a twice in a lifetime experience. It's super.
Absolutely. And Rowan, you?
Yeah, apparently the last one was just before I was born.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know,
It's an omen. It's
an omen.
There you go. Are you happy you chose New York City for this?
Really happy. Yeah, it's amazing. So memorable. Yeah.
Absolutely. Quite an experience, Lester, to be on the corner, again, right outside our office. You know, this is usually where people are just moving quickly, passing by. And in New York City still, even though we
Love
now
it,
are
love
getting
it, Savannah.
past that totality, it's actually now slipped behind a building for us.
Yeah, love that in Savannah. I particularly love the honking horns. It makes me homesick for New York. But I do want to talk about part of what this was all about today is inspiring young people about space. And we've got a 5 and a 3-year-old. Which is which?
5 and 3.
How did they react to the eclipse?
He was awestruck, absolutely.
They were saying how cool it was getting. Like, it's getting cold over here.
Right, the temperature went down right before it went out, right?
Right. Yeah. Did you like it?
Yeah.
What did you see? Can you describe what you saw?
Up in the sky?
I know it's crunch time.
What happened? Did you see the sun? What was in front of the sun?
The moon.
You did? You saw the moon? Wow.
Did it look like a sunset?
Awesome. Well, I like your space outfit. You're gonna be an astronaut someday? Yeah, good. Did you guys enjoy it?
Yeah.
What did you see?
I don't know. It was just really cool. Yeah.
How about you? Are you excited about coming here?
Yeah.
It was worth the trip,
really
huh?
Excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun.
We're glad you guys get to see it and share it with all these other folks. Very awesome. It's fun to see families and groups. They came here very early. The racetrack essentially opened up seating for as many as 50,000 people. They entertained with TV screens, with interviews about what was about to take place. They also had race cars coming around at one point before they opened up the track. So really made it a special experience for folks who wanted to come out and watch the solar eclipse.
I've received text messages from friends and family all over the country who are watching us and therefore collectively watching it all as we all experience this together. By the way, correction, it was my brother in Nashville that texted me what I thought was almost total eclipse.
Ah, okay.
Not quite, not my daughter in D.C.
Got it.
I get them all confused. But nonetheless, it really is one of those experiences that everybody can share, whether you're watching it on television or whether you see it in person.
Yeah, it's something that we'll all be talking about, I think, for a very, very long time. Al Roker has been watching by. He's in Texas, where the Totality has moved on. But what's it been like for you to watch this, Al?
And I'm curious to ask Tom about this because while it was really my first, your first eclipse when we shared that in Charleston, I mean, it was special, But there was something about this, Tom. I don't know what it was that seemed that much more intense, that much emotional.
Yeah.
Maybe because so many people were so excited about this. I don't know. How about you?
I think yes, I agree with you. It was also about 25 to 30 degrees cooler, which certainly helps. But it was a phenomenal experience to be surrounded by so many people here, 50,000 people here in Indianapolis. And they all came for this reason, right? I mean, they came here not for a sporting event. They came here to be together for this human event. And we had them from 33 countries.
Exactly.
And 50,000 people, as we said, every state in the union. We talked to people who came from as far away as Hawaii and Colorado to come right here to be here for this because they wanted to be right there in the zone of totality.
And you can see the map on the side of the screen tracking the path as it moves. We want to go to Kate Snow right now in Holton, Maine, which is set to be the last place in the entire country to see totality. How far away are you guys, Kate?
We're pretty close, Lester. Yeah. I'm looking up. What's that? Hello?
Okay.
Can you hear me okay, Lester, or no?
Yeah, we've got you, Kate.
Yeah, I was just about to say, sorry, it's a little chaotic here. I was just about to say that I'm looking up with the glasses, and it is a sliver right now. We have just a few minutes before full totality here in Maine, and folks are just buzzing and clapping. Just a minute ago, everybody broke out in applause when it seemed to move a little bit, and the moon seemed to cover even more of the sun. I'm kind of hanging out here with Mark, our friend, who I don't know if you remember from earlier. Mark Horvath is an astronomer who happens to live in Holton, Lester, and knows a lot about what we're looking at. We're really close.
We are at about 99%. And you'll notice in the next few minutes, this is the folks that almost got to totality, and we're going to have totality in about a minute and a half.
What we're at right now, you see it's a little dark outside. It's getting colder. Birds are flying overhead. They're a little confused.
It feels like you're wearing sunglasses all the time, but you're not.
You're looking at my shadow, yeah. Tell us why does that happen, the long shadows?
The shadows are a little weird because the sun isn't a disk anymore. Yeah. It's this thin slice, and it's imaging as an extended source.
I'm gonna put my glasses on just for a second.
Here we go.
It is almost gone. Mark, you can put yours on too. It's really something. You were telling me every eclipse that you've seen has been different.
Yes, everyone has been different. This one is actually pretty cool in that it's doing all the standard things. The temperature's dropping, the light is weird.
Yeah.
When I was in Aruba, we had a different phenomenon with water over the wind over the water.
It's going. Let's look up. Here we go, Lester. There's the diamond ring. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Can we take our glasses off?
Yes, take your glasses off.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
There's Venus, there's Jupiter, there's Mars.
Where are you seeing Venus, the star? Oh yeah, down below.
These are planets.
You can see the planets in the sky.
These are planets. That is the total solar eclipse.
Oh, it is beautiful. It is stunning.
And you notice the horizon looks like dawn.
Yeah.
Because that's the rest of the planet that's still lit up.
I've done this once before, and I got emotional then, and I feel myself getting emotional now. It's just something about it that is so incredibly special. I think it's maybe the commonality that we're all experiencing one thing at the same exact time, you know?
It's completely dark. This is totality, not what we had a minute ago.
Yeah. Oh my God, we had to turn the camera light on so you could see us out here. Everybody else is in pretty much darkness except for some storefront windows. And I think you can see it, Lester, right? Do you have a shot from NASA that you're looking at? It's just that white ring
we see
around the moon.
It's a totality, and we see behind you that twilight.
You see that little orange thing?
The twilight back behind us. Say that again, Mark.
You see the little orange light there at about 7 p.m. on the surface? That's a solar prominence.
Do you see that, Lester? 7 p.m. if it were a clock. There's a little orange dot. That is a solar prominence, which explain what that is. That's a feature of the sun's surface, right?
Yeah, there's plasma on the sun's surface that's looping and coming off. Right now, the sun is very active. It's part of its solar sunspot cycle. And so we see that prominence there. Oh, man.
Everyone around us is saying,
oh,
man.
You notice the light's coming Back up.
The light is coming up a little bit, but we have about 3 minutes of totality, right?
Through 2 of it.
We're through 2 already. It goes so fast. I'm looking over at my husband who's here with me. This is something that it's really nice to share with your family as well. Lester, I know you've seen this all along the path, but it's brought thousands of people to what is a pretty small city here, Holton, Maine.
Yep.
And this is the last stop in the U.S., Lester, before it heads into New Brunswick, Canada, which is only 3 miles away from us. And then after that, it'll go over Prince Edward Island and then up to Newfoundland. If you remember Gander, a lot of people know that town because of what happened on 9/11. They helped so many people that day. Well, Gander is going to be one of the last stops in the world for this solar eclipse. Do we have to
hear people crying?
Yeah.
I hear people crying. I hear people yelling. Yeah.
This is
Lester, go ahead.
Yeah, Kate. I mean, you talked about feeling the emotion again and hearing people crying. I heard the crowd leading up to that moment of cheering, and then from what I could tell, they seem to grow silent. Is that what you're mainly hearing now?
Yeah, most people aren't talking. I mean, we're trying to use golf voices here, me and Mark, but most people, there's a little bit of a buzz, but people are just looking up in awe all around me. And I think it is that feeling of being in it together that is so special, Mark. I think it's spiritual in a way, depending on your beliefs, but it does feel like something so much bigger than us.
Something is bigger than us.
Yeah.
And we're seeing it.
We have to put our glasses back on, Let's for 1 second.
Yeah, that's the key. Is
Back on.
to get those glasses back on.
There we go. Oh yeah. Yeah, I see a little bit of sun peeking through now. Just a tad. Tell me more about what you've been looking for today, Mark, because you have this fancy telescope set up. What have you been?
A couple things. I want to show people what it's like as the moon moves across the sun's surface so they can see what's going on and kind of actually watch this work. People don't really understand. They don't have a daily experience with like the sun and the moon and everything else. This makes it real.
A big cheer going up for the crowd here. There's a local radio station next to us, Lester, and they're telling everybody how was that, and everybody's cheering. Go ahead.
So we don't have a lot of experience with the heavens moving or stars and planets. And this is a dynamic system where you can just watch it happen and you feel it and it does weird things. And now things are starting to return to normal. And it's just a human experience.
I don't know how to explain it. I almost feel like, Lester, like I felt it in my chest. And maybe you had that experience where you are too, that I sort of felt this, I don't know, just incredible awe. I guess that's the best word for it. Awe, right?
Yeah, I walked into this and told myself just find the moment, and whatever that moment is, and with few expectations. And I think that's why you get that moment of surprise of how you react to something like this. But it is something simply out of our norm. Let's face it.
Yeah, and out of our control too, right? This isn't something that we have any control over, and it's been happening for millennia.
For as long as the human race has existed and before that.
Yeah, and by the way, it won't happen in Maine, in New England again until 2079. So this, for a lot of people, I've been talking to some senior people here, Lester, who are saying like this is probably the last full eclipse I'll see. So it's got that part of it too. Although there is another one in 20 years if you're willing to go to Montana and North Dakota.
Actually, I'm going to be heading to Iceland in 2 years.
You are?
Yes.
Mark will be going to Iceland in 2 years. So there you go. I was looking at Spain's on that track too. I would like that.
That would be nice.
That would be warm. Nice.
Well, you guys save a place for me on that airplane. No, you just save me a seat on that airplane to the next one. All right, guys, thanks very much. I want to head now to New York City's American Museum of Natural History. That's where we have our friends from the Today Show who got together today to watch the eclipse there, Savannah and Hoda. How was your eclipse?
Oh, we loved it. Hey, Lester, we're at the Rose Center for Earth and Space at the American Museum for Natural History. And we think this was one of the best views you could have had in the country.
It rocked. There was a weird calm that came over the place.
Yes.
It got a little dark, a little cold, like you guys have been reporting. But it was such a collective moment, wasn't it?
It really was. Yeah. We got Dylan Chanel, we got Craig, Carson, Jenna, the whole gang is here. So any thoughts, you guys?
I mean, as the nerd of the group, I mean, when it comes to science, I can't stop looking at it. I mean, it's like we're these little people on this random planet, and the moon is just like putting on a show. It's so cool.
And it's not every day you walk through New York City and everyone is doing the same thing collectively. Right?
Well, not looking at their phones, they're looking up.
And to get to do it with each other. But there's so many kids here with their parents. It's pretty cool.
Kids at schools all over the country today.
And were you guys actually quiet for a little while?
Point of having like that one moment
Wait,
where everyone's
Al's in her. He asked if we were quiet.
Hey, we were quiet.
About 2 minutes, Al.
By the way, it's like Rokerthon. The guy's been going for 12 hours.
But isn't that amazing that this shared communal experience, and we think of so many people as being jaded and cynical, and we're all filled with wonder.
It's a beautiful moment for humanity that reminds us, that it's one planet, one sun, one earth, one moon.
We're all in it together.
Beautifully put. All right, Lester, back to you. The party continues.
I'm so glad we hooked up with you guys.
I miss you guys.
This connection. We keep making this connection with others who have seen it, and it's and that's what I think is so inspiring about it. That we're continuing to make connections even as we're now hours into this. But we want to take a break. I think right now we'll be back with more of our coverage of the total solar eclipse after this.
There you have it, a total eclipse coming to you courtesy of, we don't have any rights to this channel, but we just bring it to you live. Apparently the eclipse won't be in Jamaica, What I'm getting to understand, it is certain parts of the world the eclipse will be shown. It won't be shown in Jamaica. So as soon as we get back more about what's going on with the eclipse, we'll bring it to you live. But based on what we're hearing, it's not going to be shown in Jamaica. It's only certain parts of the world it's being shown. So there you have it. The eclipse, the sun, the moon, very magnificent work done by the Lord Almighty himself. Whether we believe it, yes or no, God is the one who is doing this. As what someone in the chat room said, it's not being done by mankind, it's God. God is doing it. Hi, Marlene, how you doing? God is doing it. It's not man doing it at all. As soon as they come off the commercial break, we go back live to the Total Eclipse 2024. Join me this evening at 7 o'clock. Jamaica time, 8 o'clock US time. My special guest will be Joan Gordon Webley. She'll be my special guest. We're going to speak about so many issues that is facing in the land of wood and water. And we're going to have before that, we're going to have a program on the water issue that is facing the grill. We're working on trying to get the mayor for Savlamore to come on. Hopefully he does come on. We're going to speak to him about what is going on in Westmoreland. Why they're having so much water crisis in Westmoreland? And why they're having so much water crisis in Hanover. Those are the things we're going to speak about as soon as this total eclipse is finished with. We go live to the Make We Talk program. We have we have the program pertaining to the water crisis that is facing Westmoreland and Hanover. And I believe that they should have done something long time ago pertaining to the water crisis facing our country. But of course, they haven't done anything. So we just have to just wait. I think we're going to go back live to the total eclipse. Here we go.
Canada, we were talking, Tom, about the moment when the sun goes away. And I realized only afterward, I didn't take a picture. And then I thought, I'm okay with that. It's really the feeling I'll remember, not so much the sight.
I think that's true. I think people in the biz who will get you a picture, though.
Yeah, I think I know a few people around here who took some photos. We've got a lot of folks who are sticking around here. I just want So what did you think about the eclipse?
My name is Sadiq. I'm from East Africa, and I couldn't believe what I just seen. And I thank you guys for stopping by.
Well, I'm so glad you're here to share it. I'm thinking there's not many days you're allowed to walk on the track.
Yeah, but you know what this means? It means when all people come together, the earth, you know how when the moon shine on us.
I know what you're saying.
It doesn't matter what nationality you are. You all bring us people together, and I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, look around you, man. Just everybody here is connected by what we saw now. Yeah, do you feel that way?
We love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You feel that way?
Absolutely, 100%. This is, pictures don't do this justice, This is just spectacular.
What about that feeling when everybody, the crowd just roared and we looked up?
It's just an awe. There's nothing like it. I've never seen something like this in my entire life.
How about you, pal? What did you think about it? What did you think about it when the sun went away?
It was really cool when you could see all the sun flares go up because
the sun flares coming out from the
the sun flares coming up from the moon because you could see them without the goggles or the glasses because it was just like a little spot of red. You could look to the side and just see
it was pretty, and that's part of the whole show. What makes it so magical. But thank you guys for coming here and talking with us and sharing this moment. I have a colleague, believe it or not, who got to go on an airplane. I got to go on an airplane during the eclipse. His name is Gotti Schwartz. He may have had the best view of the eclipse from thousands of feet above Arkansas. He got the most unique perspective with 3 minutes of totality over the clouds while chasing the moon's shadow from the sky. Here it is.
All right, so right now we are in full-on totality. Let me see if I can show you. Look! We are, about 20,000 feet? Right. 20,000 feet. This is our pilot, Jim. This is Jim's son right here. This is James. James has given me the best seat in the house. James, I owe you, man. We've got cities down below, and the cities are starting to turn on their lights. The sensors must be set for when it gets dark, but it is incredible. It is this wild sunset, sunrise all the way around, and then above us you've got that perfect ring. When you're up here and you see the movement of this shadow. Shadow is very dark on this side, very light on this side, and then up above you've got that perfect ring. You're reminded of how fast the moon and the sun are moving. 1,600 miles an hour is how fast the moon shadow is moving over Earth. It is wild to see.
It's kind of colder outside. You're starting to frost over the window.
Yeah. This right here, it's kind of freezing over. Wow. One of the things that's striking up here is just it's this cosmic coincidence, if you will. This cosmic coincidence that is the sun is 400 times bigger than the moon. 400 times bigger. And then the moon is 400 times further away from the sun than we are. It's 400 times further away. And so that perfect little coincidence enables us to see this totality, and that totality is finally starting to lift. Oh my gosh, this is glorious. Look at this. Wow. Now it's like this sunrise, but the sunrise is a color I've never seen before. It is like a deep purple. This is incredible. And what a happy coincidence that reminds us all that these celestial bodies above us are moving at these incredibly fast speeds, these speeds that we can't even compute. And they're happening every single day. Just shows us how special we are in this universe. And it's crazy to think that everybody down there on Earth, everybody in that shadow, as that shadow moves on, is looking up, sharing this majestic moment. And we're up here looking down on Earth. It's a life-changing experience.
Gotti Schwartz joining us now. Gotti, two thoughts. One, how eloquent and inspiring what you said were. The other thought is, I'm so terribly jealous. Have you done anything like that?
Paid to do this.
You get paid? Well, we get paid too.
Yeah, but
my name's on the marquee.
And not only that, so we just landed. We were trying to do that live for you up there, but there was just the connection went down as soon as the eclipse hit. So we nosedived, basically. We came down very quickly to the nearest airport. I think we're at Mena, Arkansas right now. We're with Jim and James, and you guys are talking about lucky. That was James' seat, and he let me have the best seat on planet Earth. Thank you so very much, you guys. Thank you so much for piloting this. And remember, we had 2 jets. The other jet, it's just like this one, except for that one has an 8K camera on its nose. It went even higher. We were at about 20,000 feet. The other jet went up to about 40,000 feet, 45,000 feet. And then it used that 8K camera, that red Raptor X, and pointed it straight at the path of totality. From outside the totality, we don't even know what it looks like right now because we were headed to Dallas and we realized we weren't going to get there in time. We had to make this broadcast. So we're going to have that footage a little bit later today. But that path of totality will sweep over Little Rock, Arkansas, and it'll show that 115-mile wide shadow of the moon passing over. And when we were up there, the lights from the city started flickering. You saw the windshield started frosting over because there was that temperature drop. It was just absolutely astonishing. Just listening to it, playing back, I wish I could go back in time. It was seriously just an incredible experience. Words do not do it justice.
Gotti, I have a question for you, though. You know, we were all measuring our time during totality in minutes. You know, we had 3.5 or something where I am right now. By being above it, did you experience a longer experience than you would have had you been on the ground?
Yeah, so we experienced about four and a half minutes. I think it was 2, maybe 3 minutes that I was sitting in that seat. Okay, so here's our flight plan, right? So this is our flight plan right here. And this is the path of totality. These are all the different airports. This is Little Rock right here. So what we did was we came all the way out here and then we hooked straight into the path of totality. Right around from here to here was a little bit more than 4 minutes, but then we started making. Oh, and Lester, you're an aviation geek just like the rest of us here at this airport. While we were up there, we noticed there were a lot of other planes going up. There was a plane that was doing like a full-on roll. It was climbing, doing a loop as soon as that eclipse went on. So that area from here to here, I want to say it was a little bit more. We were going about 300 or so knots. Of course, the moon is traveling, or the moon's shadow is traveling at something like 1,600 miles an hour. So we were staying with it as long as we possibly could, but it just, you know, you can't keep up with the moon. No matter how much you shoot the moon, you just can't keep up.
Amazing. And Tom, you were telling me that the FAA was taking some special precautions today because of the sudden change from day to night.
They were expecting as many as 50,000 planes to be in the air today. And so absolutely, they were trying to regulate that airspace as closely as possible, keep everybody safe distances, but be very aware that pilots could be distracted by the eclipse. So the FAA's message today to everybody in the air was be on your game, be very careful, focus on the basics of airmanship. But, you know, people wanted to see this as close as they could.
Sure, sure. Tom, thanks very much. We're going to take a break. More after the quick break.
Wow. Beautiful, beautiful, amazing. Only the God above can do this. No man on earth can make the sun. No man on earth can make the moon. Despite what other people want to say, we serve an awesome God, a God of the impossible. Only God can do this. No mankind on earth can ever do this. And we serve an awesome God, a very awesome God. So for those who believe that there's not a God, I know I serve an awesome God. And for those who believe that he's a God of the slave master, so be it. I know I serve an awesome God. What an awesome God we serve. No man on earth, no Vladimir Putin, no Xi Jinping, no Andrew Holness, no Mark Goldin, no leaders around the globe can do this. No man on earth. can do what we're seeing here. No man, only God above can do it. And we're going to go back live to our live feed coming to us from a news organization over there in the United States. This is the Make We Talk program. The 2024 total eclipse. Wow. Amazing. Amazing. No foreign God. No foreign God can do this. No God. And for those who want to believe that Jeffrey is mad and all of us is mad, so be it, is your opinion. Don't put your idealism down our throat. We're not putting God down your throat. We know we serve a God. And we know that there's a God. And we know he exists. So don't want to think that we are some mad people. That's your opinion. But we know we serve an awesome God. A God who never leave us nor forsake us. We serve an awesome God. And only God can do this. Man can go to the moon. Man can fly to the moon. Man can do whatever they want to do. But they can't make the sun and the moon eclipse. They cannot. We go back live to our feed.
From a day like this.
You know, I think, Lester, you know, without being too religious, perhaps, I think you take away the fact that there is a higher power, that we get to realize that we're just here and we get to witness things like this. That reminds us of the just incredible feats of nature that we get to witness. And that people have put it better, and I'm going to leave it to them. But I also am going to say that from Texas to Maine, there's no better group of technical people, crews, producers, camera people, all these folks, logistical people, than at NBC to be able to put this together and bring it to you. I am so proud to work with this group of people and with you and Tom and all the folks along the line. It is a great honor. So thank you for having me as part of this.
We second and third that. Tom?
Here, here. Well, listen, we will only have 2 eclipses, total eclipses in this country. The next one's in 2044, I meant to say. But there are 68 total eclipses worldwide. So if you want to, you could travel the world following total eclipses. And the other point is to pick up on Al's point. You know, as I've done a lot of research over the last few weeks, it's just astonishing. There are trillions of stars out there, trillions of planets. So is there life out there somewhere? The universe is never ending. It is bigger and bigger than we ever expected. And so I think that's a big unanswered question. Are we alone, or is there something else out there? It is so big and so vast. And on a day like this, I think you feel it.
I'm reminded at a time like this how many things that have a buildup and expectation sometimes disappoint. I think it's up to the individual to determine whether they felt disappointed by today. But what I saw, the people that I'm surrounded here at this racetrack, people felt they saw something they maybe didn't expect, something deeper. It took a hold of their soul in a way that they didn't anticipate. And we'll all be talking about it for a while and how we felt on the day the sun was eclipsed by the moon.
That's right.
That concludes our special coverage. I'm Lester Holt. We'll have much more ahead on our streaming network, NBC News Now, online at NBCnews.com. And tonight, when I anchor NBC Nightly News right here.
Thank you all very much for that live feed. And we must say thanks to those people who bring us that live feed. And it doesn't matter what anyone wants to say. No man on earth can do this. And there is a supreme being. As what the news anchor said, that this is a never-ending cycle. You believe what you want to believe, and we believe what we want to believe. We're not pushing anything down your throat. Don't push anything down our throat. Because we serve an awesome God. And as I said before, no man on earth can make the moon and the sun cross path like that. No man. All those who want to go to space and do what they want to do, they can never make the sun and the moon cross path at all. No one can do that. No one can do that. And we lift our hat to the man of man, the God of God, the King of Kings. Only he can do it. I want to end this program right now and saying thanks to all of you who continue making the Make We Talk program a part of your home. And thank you all for allowing me to come inside your home, inside your car, inside whatever you are, in your office. Thank you all very much. On behalf of all of us here at the Make We Talk program, my producers, Owen Brown, and all of us, I am Jeffrey Tavares saying thank you all very much. Join me later on for more Make We Talk. Until you hear my voice again, may God bless you. And may God bless Jamaica land we love. Have a great evening, everyone. The total eclipse. Only God above can do it. Good evening.
When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Make we talk.